Oh, baloney. The whole thing always gets back to drugs.
Hello, my name is Sandro Graca and I'm a licensed acupuncturist. Today I am going to talk about something that is really like a passion and some might say an obsession for me now at this stage, which is PCOS. And that's because a colleague of mine asked me recently, why PCOS? What got you into it in the first place, and why PCOS versus something else? So it got me thinking, and there's two main reasons why I think, and this is my opinion, so please, if you have different opinions, post them below and get in touch because I really like to talk about this. Number one, I think that as Chinese medicine practitioners, as acupuncturists and TCM practitioners, we are really, really well equipped to deal with the condition because we are not stuck with a criteria to diagnose it. So, to explain that briefly, at the moment, there are three different criteria to diagnose PCOS. They are just so widely used that one of them might be used in one particular country or by a particular doctor, but the other doctor might use the other one, or another country might be using a completely different criteria. So the three criteria are just as diverse, and you might actually have a woman that, according to one criteria, would have been diagnosed with PCOS, but if you apply the other criteria, she wouldn't. Okay, so that's how the symptoms are a little bit, I say all over the place, but I mean that the criteria are different. So that's one aspect, because when women come into our clinics and say that either they have been diagnosed with PCOS or that they suspect of it, we are not stuck to the criteria. We don't have to know that they have or not been diagnosed or that they have the label, because we are going after the symptoms and we're going after the person in front of us. The other aspect of it is because of what we do and the core of what TCM is, we have a lot of options. We can do acupuncture, we can do acupuncture and herbs, they might be on medication and we do acupuncture and lifestyle, or we might do dietary advice and herbs. The possibilities are endless because we are looking at the woman in front of us, not the label. So those are my two key points in terms of why I like to treat PCOS so much. There's always change and there's always ways of helping the woman, and things that to almost like to get you in the same level of passion as I have. I'm going to talk about two books and one person whose work is a really, really inspiration for me. So that person is Professor Elisabet Stener-Victorin. And if you have any interest in PCOS whatsoever, and even including acupuncture, definitely check out her work. It's almost like every time I check, she's onto some new research, or there's a new paper coming or whatever. So it's been amazing to get to know her. We exchanged a few emails when I started doing the MSc, and always very helpful, and tremendous amount of work published. So I can only say thank you, and please don't ever stop. Just keep going. And yeah, the other book that recently got me to even look at things differently when it comes to blood results and scans, and really integrating the best of Western medicine with the best of TCM, was Claire's book in pathology. And this has been really, really key for me, and I got the book when I was down in at the IICMC in Melbourne, and thanks Claire for signing it for me. And it has a very, very special place in the clinic now, where I need to get the best of what the patients are bringing to the clinic. So if they've done any blood tests, or if there's any scans, or if there's anything that their GP or their clinician told them, I need to know that straight away, and I need to know how to put that into the TCM brain and act on that as soon as possible. So if you don't have it yet, I would suggest that you get your hands on that book, because it's really, really important. And Claire, thank you so much for the work that obviously went into putting this book together. As I said, it has a very, very special place in the clinic now. And so that's more for clinicians, the work of Professor Elisabet Stener-Victorin, and, the book by Dr. Clare Pyers, really, really important for patients, but also for practitioners, because I found tons and tons of tips that I could use in the clinic straight away. I would really, I've had the book here on the vlog before, and I can't stop talking about it. The 8 Steps to Reverse Your PCOS by Dr. Fiona McCulloch is essential. I believe there's a Kindle version of it now, so it's even better for the patients and even quicker. What I would suggest and what I do is I have an extra copy for the clinic. And what happens is that if someone says, oh, I don't really have an iPad or whatever, it's fine. Just take the book, just make sure you bring it back. And yeah, that is key. And it's key for the patients because obviously it's the 8 steps for them to work on. But to me, as I said, it's great to get tips to just use them straight away in the clinic. And then you can say to people, look, I'm telling you this, but I got these ideas from the book. So I can genuinely say, and I know I'm good friends with Fiona, but I can genuinely say that whenever I get a notification that she posted something, I'm thinking I'm going to learn something new. And Fiona, please keep them coming because they're really, really useful in the clinic as well. So those are my tips for both the practitioners and the patient side of things. Make sure you always get checked. Make sure that you don't be afraid of blood tests and scans and all that sort of stuff. PCOS might not be an issue for you right now, but it might develop into something and it might bring complications in later life. So it's much, much better if you do something about it as quickly as possible rather than just leaving it too late. And for any practitioners that are just starting, I know most of us hear that, people that are trying to conceive and they come to the clinic and they find out that they have PCOS. Not everyone, right? It's PCOS is not just for those who are trying to conceive. There's a lot of it going underdiagnosed and undiagnosed a lot of the times, and that depends on the criteria or depends on how many times the woman has had checks or just always encourage for the tests. Get in touch with their clinician, make sure that they go to a gynecologist and get their get checked proper. And then if you need help, get in touch with a senior practitioner or grab yourself the book and go and find out exactly what those tests mean and what way does that integrate then within your TCM knowledge. So make the most of everything that you have at your disposal. So that's my advice for the day, if you want to call it that way. And please feel free to share or subscribe. It really goes a long way to help with the channel. We just broke the 400 mark, which is great to have over 400 subscribers, and the views keep going up. So I really appreciate you guys, and it really helps the channel as well. So please subscribe and pass on the word for more people to subscribe because it does help. As always, if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions for next topics, please get in touch, leave your comments below, and until next time, be kind and be healthy.
Oh, baloney. The whole thing always gets back to drugs.